Hello, hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How are you? It's raftechnicantica.com again. Sorry, it took me a while to settle down and get over my jet lag from my trip to Italy. So I'm back here and I have plenty of ideas. And I even made a to-do list with all the ideas that I have. Because lately, it's like students and stuff, they always bring some new content. So title of this video, what is today in this episode of things nobody ever told you about singing and now you come to YouTube and say, oh, I want to learn how to sing and I want to bang them high notes like Corelli and all that. Well, the good news is that there are things you can do. The bad news is that there is no magic pill that is going to solve your problems in, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But today's video is about the antidote of pushing. And I bet that's a clickbait. But actually, there is no antidote for that. But if you ask me, what is the antidote or what should you do if you're pushing? The answer is pulling, right? And yeah, it sounds very good. It's like, one of them doors you go and push and pull, and every single one of us, drunk or not, we have like stomping up on that door. No, it said pull, but it's push and whatnot. So what is pushing? Well, pushing actually is the act of basically sending way too much breath through your vocal folds, or building up this gigantic amount of subglottal pressure and thus making your vocal folds break apart, just like separate, because the signal to your glottis is, oh my god, I'm choking. So either you're gonna go and you're gonna crack because your folds open and then only a little part of them start to vibrate, or you're going to actually do what most of us have done during their careers, and he just said, oh my god, I don't want to crack, so I'm going just to get really tight and attempt to remain in this very unhealthy position, and then you get this kind of thing, this scratchy stuff. I bet some of you identify with this, maybe some of you do not. So, pulling, what is pulling? Well, basically what all Italians say about drinking the voice, bere la voce, inhalare la voce. What again, that video of Pari De Venturi explained, voce aspirata, so it's like a vacuum. Now lately what I'm giving my students is this sensation of a kite. When you are flying a kite and you have this sort of resistance, you know what I mean? So it's not tension. I hate the word tension. I don't like the word tension. I just, it's this emblem of air. So when you are flying a kite, it's this, okay, it goes up, right? And it goes down. And that sort of is how you maintain appoggio. That's how you maintain support. Now, I suppose in a middle voice, it's not such a big deal. Unless you go overboard and, for example, for a tenor, you want to sing, excuse my French, the fuck out of a middle C, which I honestly don't see the reason why you should do that. But if we go in an octave and you go la, and you want to go too hard on it, you're gonna find out that if you get out of that format, you're gonna start doing all kinds of stupid in that note. And I know for a reason, because I've done it in the past, so I identify myself with such mistake, so to speak. So basically on the middle voice, there is only so much you can do, as in to remain in that position and float just by pulling the sound in, down and backwards, right in here, because this is where appoggio happens. So okay, now if you move from there, chances are you're gonna either grip, you're gonna narrow the passage, you're gonna start to do, once again, all kinds of stupid. We've all have done that. Then you go through that sort of famous passaggio area. And for the tenor, it's gonna be this F, for example. Okay, now if you say, oh, I have to open that note, but I'm feeling that I'm yelling. Well, yelling would be identified as to screaming. If you obviously darken way too much the tone, you're gonna find that note cannot ring whatsoever, so it's out of balance. So again, we go back to that Italian chiaroscuro. On that F, you're gonna need tons of chiaro and a little bit of oscuro, so that pulling motion is in place. You can practice it with a glottal stroke. Okay, open cover, open. Okay, that's it. And that's your open F. Are you gonna sing it like that? Well, probably not. But if you start going too dark on that or covering too soon, you're gonna find out pretty soon that you're in trouble. Now, again, this area for tenors, for example, and for baritones would be basically a tone and a half below this, is somehow ungrateful, because you will feel that you're doing jack and that your voice is going out of whack, is out of control. Well, guess what? You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Just stay with that, because you're floating. Singing is flexible, all right? And if you do not feel that suppleness, means that you're going too radical. And all right, there was once upon a time there was somebody called Mario del Monaco, but actually we don't have any more of those guys. And besides, that's for another video. Okay, so if you start feeling that you're getting tight and you're like a lion, your voice is coming out, start pulling in. So if you have this arpeggio, for example, on G, and then you go la, and then you go, oh my god, it's coming the top note, and Jesus, we're in trouble. You start pulling back, yeah, back and down, and you're going to find that balance. Right, and once you find that balance, then you can play around with, I want a darker tone, I want a more of an open tone, right? But first you gotta lay down the mechanics. Otherwise, in nomine Pateri et Filii et Spiritus Sanctis, amen, it's gonna go bonkers, right? So the sum up, or everything in a nutshell is, if you don't want to push, start pulling the sound, and that's going to activate that support. And I'm not talking about diaphragms, I'm not talking about bellies in or bellies out, I'm just talking about this sensation of pulling in. It's going to round the sound, and it's going to make it happen on any vowel. It doesn't matter if you're talking about an A, you're talking about an U, you're talking about an E. That famous, this brightness is that E sound. I'm pulling in. Otherwise, it's gonna go. It's gonna get narrow. It's gonna choke. All right. I don't know. Again, just pull. Okay, keep on pulling. Okay, so there's a ton of exercises you can do for this. So but some of them will be better than others. And there's nothing new under the sun. One scale that I like to use a lot is on an U towards an O, and opening from an U to an O, and trying, this sort of semitone. So you go, and really there to open there, and that's my F sharp, and I really open it. So even though I'm now, this would be my open cover, okay, and basically I'm not over covering nor over opening. So I'm just pulling and drawing the sound in, okay? And okay, that would be my B flat, but again, I'm pulling the sound in. Now, another exercise that you can use for this, just to pull in the sound and not get out of the position, and it's a bit more, I suppose, radical, would be, again, from U to O, something like this. Something like that, and then so playing with the U and the O, trying to get into that same place, and just pulling in the sound, right? And before you know it, you're gonna start attacking, I don't know, high notes, so to speak, from scratch without actually pushing the sound out. All right, I'm gonna try to edit this the best I can, because I'm a bit all over the place, I believe. But anyway, I just wanted to do a bit of a hyper video to, kick in the butt some of you, and get on with the videos again. So, once again, if you like the content, like and subscribe. If you don't like it, please do not watch this, as it might harm your eyes and your ears. And if you need help, you know where to find me. Be bad. Bye-bye.